Hi, friends. Hi. Um, Come on, computer. Are we thinking about it? Did we do it? Oh, we did it. We did it. We're live. Okay, here I am. I hope y'all are having a good Thursday. It feels a little crazy that it's Thursday. This week has gone by pretty quickly. Yesterday, on one of my client calls, I kept saying it's Tuesday, and it wasn't Tuesday. It was Wednesday. Um, So, I wanted to jump on here to talk about why there is no such thing as competition, okay? Um, what comes up a lot from my clients is why should I bother creating this business when there are so many other people doing this business? Like, who am I to become a yoga teacher when there are already a million yoga teachers? Who am I to start, a game business when there are already so many other like apps out there doing, close to what I want to do? And it breaks my heart to hear that because in my world, there's no such thing as competition. The other thing I see that becomes an issue is if you do start doing your thing, but then you see someone else in your community doing something similar to what you're doing, suddenly you're like, hey, that was my thing. Why are you doing it? I was doing it. Why are you doing it? And I mean, it's one thing if you're like stealing someone's content one for one and just like replicating their account on Instagram. Like, that's total plagiarism. It totally happens. It's so stupid. But just in terms of someone doing something in the same realm as what you're doing, it's completely different, right, than what you're doing. Even if you're both teaching a yoga class, the yoga class that I teach is so different from the yoga class that you teach or that your favorite teacher teaches or that anyone else in the world teaches. And I'm thinking about this today because I got a message from someone asking if I would teach a yoga class. He said, I'm his favorite yoga instructor. He really misses my classes. He put together this public class or this class with a group of his friends, and he asked me if I would teach an outdoor sunset class. And I thought that's so sweet of him to say that. It's really kind of him to ask me to do that. And then I thought about how much money it would take to get me out the door to go teach in public right now, which is something I haven't done for months because I'm not comfortable being around large groups of people in the best of times. Even doing something I love, like teaching yoga, don't love being in large groups of people. It's a lot of energy for someone like me who feels everything. Hi, Stacy. You'll relate to this. Someone who feels everything, like my aura stretches out way beyond me. So, like something happening, I can stretch it out to wherever I want to feel whatever I want. But if I'm not really concentrating on keeping it close to me and I'm walking through a crowd of people, I'm going to feel every single emotion happening around me. And on top of that, we have a whole virus floating around here. So I was thinking about how much I would charge to go teach a class, and I thought, if I could make 200 bucks tonight, like I'd be pretty happy about that. I'll teach this class for 200 bucks. And I told him that, and I haven't heard back. I don't know. He might be into it. I'm not sure yet. But I was thinking, like, what am I going to do if he comes back and he's like, that's crazy. We're not going to pay that. And I thought, well, I'm going to then refer him to somebody else who I know would be happy to do it for, maybe 50 or 100 bucks. And I was like, that's not competition to me, right? That's just someone who's willing to, serve this role at a different rate, and therefore they get the job because that's what this person wants to pay. So I get to be the connector. I'm not losing anything, right? Because I don't want to do it for 50 or 100 bucks. And in fact, I'm gaining something, just the energy of like connecting people. It's a wonderful energy to put into the world, is helping people in a way that it doesn't directly or immediately help yourself. It's a nice way to bring good luck into your life. Um, and then I was thinking about a conversation I had with a client in a totally different industry who was like, I like, why would I start a blog? There are already so many blogs. And I'm like, but you don't have a blog, right? So I'm trying to figure out how these two thoughts got interwoven together. But in terms of there's no competition, like you're your only competition, right? Even if you're doing what someone else would call the same thing, like teaching yoga or writing a blog, the people who need your help in that realm are going to find you. And just because it's not every single person in the world doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, right? As I was saying in one of my live videos earlier, like if anything I do helps one person, then it was worth it. It was worth the time, whether I make any money off of it or not. If it helps one person have an easier time that day, even just for 1 second, then I am happy to do whatever I did to make that happen. But if I had like brought up the thought of like I shouldn't do a meditation course because there are already so many and so many that I love, I should just recommend people do other people's meditation courses. But every time I tried to do that, they wouldn't do them. Like if someone came to me and asked me, do you have any online yoga classes you would recommend? I would give it to them and then follow up, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I never got around to it. But then I started my Splendid Yoga. Hi, Brian. Online subscription service at the request of my students. And I realized, well, they were actually doing it because they didn't just want yoga, they wanted yoga with me, right? And there are people out there who want what you are offering if you're on a soul aligned path. So, I don't know. I don't know if I made that point, if I wove those together well enough, but those were my two thoughts floating around today as I was running my errands today, getting offered an opportunity to teach yoga, which I really miss doing, and I would be really excited to do tonight for $200. And if not, yoga teachers in Santa Barbara, I might be reaching out to you. I might have a job for you. If you guys are interested in my content creation course, how to create content super easily in less than a half an hour a day, to get your message out to the people who really need it, right? Maybe one person is out there and needs to hear something that your soul is telling you you have to say today. I'm going to teach you how to do that in a way that it will actually get to your client, to your customer, to the person who needs your help. And it feels really easy for you, really simple, really effortless. And it feels really easy for the world. And you get to do it with pleasure. So if you want to sign up for that, you can sign up for, it's called the Mindful Content Creation course. Let me get the link here and put this in there before I forget. Come on. There we go. Ta-da! Go ahead, take a look at that. We're going to be going through how to find the time to make this happen, how to make it a sustainable habit, and then how to write good content, the formulas that you can use to create good content. And then I'm going to give you a bunch of bonuses and resources beyond that in order to allow you to create a system that will work for you, because the system that works for me doesn't work for everyone, but I have a whole bucket of systems that you can piecemeal together, and that's what I'm going to help you do. We're going to do it workshop style. That's why there's only going to be, maximum 10 people in the course, so that we'll have plenty of time to focus on exactly what you need to do to create this daily habit of creating content to get your message out there, so that you can not be the competition, but you can just be, another voice. Okay, here's the example I wanted to give. So, like with comedians, when one comedian goes on after the other, like they're not in competition there, right? One comedian going on before the other isn't going to take all of the laughs. That's just not how it works. In fact, one comedian going on before the next comedian is going to get them laughing a little bit so that the next comedian can make them laugh even more, right? It just kind of builds. So that's how, when you're on a soul aligned path, when you're doing your soul's work, your purpose driven work, that thing that gets you out of bed, that makes you happy to get out of bed, everything you do is propelling people closer towards their joy, so that the next person who gets to help them gets to propel them a little bit more. So that's what I want to end this with, is what can you do for yourself first to keep building upon that like bubbling laughter you get when you're watching a really funny comedian, and what can you do to share that joy with the people around you, in a way that you can charge money for it. And if you're not sure what that is, you can leave a comment, you can DM me. I'm happy to donate a half an hour of my time to help you find that thing that you know you need to do with your life, with your time here. Because now's the time. It's now, it's happening. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.